What's up, folks? Welcome back to Don't Be Kurt, and we're going back to the Mini today. So through these past couple of years, I've been doing some work trying to get this thing back to being a fully functioning Mini. For purposes, I'm not sure. Sometimes I think the Lemons 500 race, sometimes I think just for as a track toy, others just for a city car. But regardless of what those functions are, one thing I need to fix, and it's disturbing, is one is these faded taillights. Two are these rust spots that have formed here and here. Now, given the budget that I've been working on, which is zero, I'm going to attempt to fix this myself. So either some fiberglass or some Bondo. But first, before we get to that, I need to go sand this down, see if I can spray some rust protection or whatever on these spots and get these cleaned up. In the meantime, though, I have acquired some parts. So I got some new taillights. Yeah, so with the power of eBay Motors, I was able to acquire some, well, not quite OEM, but good enough taillights. And these are what I've acquired. So today's goal will be to see how far we can get with getting the old taillights out, which are just horribly faded anyways, and just clouded, not really all that attractive or usable. Get this all sanded down and, as best I can. Spray this down with some of this protectant I've seen other people use on some other channels, mostly Legit Street Cars and the DeLorean Project. And also I need to order some cherry red paint to finish this up once this is all done. I probably won't have that for this video, but we'll tap back in when that paint arrives. All right, so first step to this though is to get some supplies. So I need to go get some sandpaper, I guess the Rust-Oleum spray, and whatever odds and ends I might need to get this cleaned up a little bit to do a little bit of at-home body work, and maybe some Bondo while I'm at it. One thing though, which makes it hard for me to say get rid of this car, is it has so much character and personality while driving. It's a baby 1.6 liter engine with that supercharger, and it does have the supercharger whine. It's not like a Hellcat whine, but it's there and it's kind of fun. Just a little note while I'm driving to get some supplies, but it just makes it tough. I don't know. Any of you will have that type of engagement with a car that you hate to love or love to hate? Okay, so now we're here at the Home Depot and we're gonna go find the stuff that I need. So this ought to be interesting, coming to the Home Depot for automotive repair stuff, but this is the most likely place to find some of the things I'm looking for. So let's take a walk, shall we? All right, so this is the stuff I'm looking for. So we're gonna spray this on and that should do it. I probably should pick up some of this as well too. Actually, all of this. All right, so I got my stuff. Just had to take note of the Christmas cheer that we have here in this last week of October. I know, I'm like old man shouting at the sky, whatever, but there's a little bit of a point. We haven't even reached all Hallows Eve yet, and we do this stuff. But anyways, back to automotive stuff. All right, got my stuff, and now get ready to check out, head back home, and see how successful I am at arts and craft on the Mini. Okay, so we're home. We got our stuff. So the first bit is to try to get these old lights out so we can see what we're working with. So I opened up and there's a little access panel here, and what I discovered that I've never seen is that I have a mini toolkit, which most BMWs, as you guys have seen, older ones have always come with a toolkit. So it's kind of cool. I didn't know that this was here. So anyways, I'll be working to see, finding the screw that's holding the light in and get that out, and we'll get a closer look. Okay, so we got one out. And so now we get a better look at what some of the damage is. And it's a little better than I was expecting, considering the light housing is inside here and all this looks to be intact and clean. So we're getting close here. We got a lot of corrosion here. And of course the rust is completely in the way right here. So the idea here is kind of sand this down, clean this up. We'll dab this with some of the Rust-Oleum spray that I got. Get this all cleaned up as best we can. Spray this as well. And then paint it back with some of the red paint I have for now and see how this side goes. And if that works great, well, there's no if. We're gonna do both sides, but I just wanna see how well I can do this. And also too, we're gonna fill this in with the fiberglass filler that I got as well too, to kind of recreate this and this. Shouldn't be too terrible. So stay tuned or keep watching to see how I do. All right, so this is not perfect and beginner era stuff, but I was trying to smooth this out, which it is. It doesn't look as smooth on camera, but trying to get some of the bubbly out. And before I hit this with the Rust-Oleum, of course, you know, I wasn't worried about scratching the bumper. Not perfect. And I do plan on, I'll smooth that out later with some sandpaper and get that looking good again. And again, this was a $700 Mini, so this is all learning for me. So I never planned this to be perfect. This is more of a learning experiment to see if I can make this look slightly better. One thing I've also noticed too is after kind of sanding this down, inside obviously has some corrosion and stuff. So I'm gonna spray kind of blindly inside of here as well too when I spray out here. But we've gone ahead, clean this up pretty good, clean all the dust off, and I think we're ready to put our first treatment of some of the rust spray. I'm gonna tape this up and then we're gonna spray. As you guys can see, it's already sprayed, so I did tape the connector to make sure no inadvertent paint got there. I went a little heavy, so we had a little drip, so you probably saw me in the time lapse wiping it up. And I went a little heavy, maybe a little too heavy, but it's all sprayed up, and we're just gonna wait for it to dry. And once it dries, I have a little primer, and I did buy a form of red paint. It doesn't match, but it'll be good enough for now, and we'll put this together. And now we can start working on disassembling the passenger side or the right side. Okay, so again, so this side I found tool kits and stuff like that. I opened up the passenger side, and I guess this was a hiding place for oil. I have no idea. I never opened these panels before and never had a reason to. I didn't think that these panels were someplace to go, but here we are. All right, so skipping ahead, obviously I didn't feel myself taking out, but it was the same procedure to take out the passenger side as the driver's side. This one is far much worse, and I'll have to do some reinforcement to the structure as I prepare to fiberglass this. So let's get back to sanding, get this thing cleaned up, and we'll check in at that point. All right, so got this a little bit sanded down. This is as smooth as I can get. I'll probably sand more if we get the fiberglass done. This is not as smooth as I would like, but this did at least get a lot of the junk out of there. So we will go ahead and hit the Rust-Oleum on here and then go back to the driver's side and start the fiberglass painting or arts and crafts or whatever it is, or molding. All right, well, now time to, I guess, start building up what I'm going to do here. So I got to mix this material up together, and I got a specific amount of time. It dries at 75 degrees. So we're gonna try some stuff and see if we can get this done. But yeah, wish me luck. All right, so pause in the time lapse because I need a paintbrush to paint this stuff on. And like usual, you think you have everything you need, and I've painted many things in my house before, and I cannot find a small paintbrush anywhere. So be right back. we all know that our wives can find anything when we can't. So she went inside and asked Mrs. Don't Be Curt, and she provided me with a paintbrush, which should be just big enough for what I'm trying to do. Perfect size. So no shame in asking for help, gentlemen and ladies. Okay, so we got the fiberglass applied, the epoxy resin put on top. So I gotta take this someplace so it can cure. It's fall weather here, so, and now the sun has shifted enough that we're in the shade. So I'm gonna head to my favorite spot, visit them while we let this sit in the sun and cure for a while. This actually might take a little while, and I probably won't come back to sanding this and checking out more till tomorrow, but it's all be in one video. But it might be an outfit change before I come back. But as you can see, this is in. It wasn't too terrible. I mean, you have like 9 minutes to apply once you mix the batch up on the kit I got. And this side required a lot more reconstructing. So we will sand this down and with, I think it's a 62 grit sandpaper. I might be wrong, but I'll double check before I do that. And hopefully, before too long, this will look less janky. All right, so on our way to a better place for direct sunlight on the epoxy resin fiberglass mixture, and see if we can help this thing speed up its curing process. And just like that, we're here. So as you can see, the sun is directly shining on it, and you all should know this building by now. So let's go take a look and see what they're doing while we kill some time while we wait for it to cure. And there must be some test drives going on because I see nobody here on the repair side. Oh, there he is. There's Mr. GPS himself. What up? And I was right. Here comes a car in from a test drive. Yep, another ZHP. Okay, so just left my friends. Everything cured up. Need to do a little more sanding, so I had to get a little more gritty sandpaper, so 60. But yeah, everything here is hard now. So I'm gonna go and try and sand this down and smooth it out and see what we got. Okay, so sanded it down. I got some temporary red paint for now until the chili red paint shows up, just so I can put this thing together and can be street legal while we wait for the paint to show up. And I'll probably come back in because I still have some more holes to fill in and stuff like that. Basically all the metal spots are cleared up, and this looks much worse on camera. In fact, this is about what it looks like. So it's not perfect by any means. It's better, yes. Passable, not quite, but we're getting there. But I am, I've already kind of framed this one up, and compared to where we started this morning, this is already far better. So yeah, we're just gonna finish this up, and I'll do a little post-mortem here in a second, and we'll call this intermission. Okay, so I started fitting stuff back in and was feeling, and this just didn't feel good. Still doesn't feel better, but I had to come back with the sander and sand this down a little bit again, get it back down to bare metal. It's still not perfect feeling right where I put the patch in, and this might need another bit of filler or some more of the epoxy here. It's not perfectly smooth. Definitely not here. So it's not bad for a first go round. This side is much better, except for I didn't have a good ending right here, a good smooth out. So yeah, it's probably gonna have to be another weekend of this because I'm running out of time, or at least daylight. All right, so I'm gonna call it quits here, but from far away, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm pretty happy with myself. This isn't perfect work by any means. You get close and you can see the imperfections, but for With a $700 Mini, about $100 worth of supplies between sandpaper, the fiberglass, and bits and pieces, whatever, to put it together. Taillights were another $100 to replace the old one. So $200 for this repair, make it look better, and doesn't look as janky. I'm with it. I'm proud of myself. It's not good. Don't ask me to do this for you if you're a friend of mine watching this video, but I think this is pretty cool. So we got an 03 Mini now with, well, they're not quite OEM taillights, but they work. They look clear. It makes the car look less dated, less janky, all that. I'm with it. So everybody, again, please like, subscribe, so I can do this for real. Maybe get a body shop to do this or a real detail shop to fix this. But for now, I'll just keep trudging along and showing you guys how not to be me, or be me if you really want to do it the cheap way. Catch you guys later. Peace. And again, like, subscribe. Thanks. Tell your friends. Thanks. Bye-bye.